Hello, welcome back to the Mr. Arsenal podcast, another match day watch along. This time we are covering the England women versus China in the last of the group stages in this World Cup. Basically, we all don't know our fate. If we win our group, we play Nigeria. If we balls this up and we come second, we play Australia, the host nation. But yeah, as you can see, I'm using my old system because still waiting for internet cable to arrive. And I'm not having the jarring, blurry system that you're all come accustomed to in the last week or so. Everyone in the chat pop in quickly. Got everything in the chat says on China for some bizarre reason. Broncos in the chat. AK Spence. Emerson's in the chat says morning run. A bit concerned that Russo's hamstring is strapped, so keep an eye on that. If that's the case, considering we have strikers like Beth England available, why are we risking Russo? Oh dear. All right, we've got Tim's up. Yeah. Apologies for being late. I've been running around for people and not been appreciated for it, but it is what it is. And yeah, we are on my screen. I'm watching my screen seconds away from kickoff. But this is a team as well. A few changes to the last match day 11. Got Mary Earps in goal, Lucy Bronze, Alex Greenwood, Millie Bright, Lauren James, Georgia Stenway keeps us place for some bizarre reason, and we are underway on my end. Rachel Daly starts. I'm just playing left back, and Lauren Hemp, Jess Carter, Katie Zellum alongside Stanway in midfield, and Avusa up top. Right, let's get to the scoreboards. What anything happens. There we go. Sort this fucking camera out. I'm so fucking close to it nowadays. Unbelievable. Got BX. Oh, for God's sake. Tom's not even in the chat yet. And you're already teasing him basically. Oh dear. We should be winning this. With all due respect, not the lowest, but this is like the medium team in our group basically. That it shouldn't have a problem on paper, but the first two games in this group stage have shown we ain't shown up so far for this tournament, apart from getting the result over the line eventually. Oh dear. Also, because it is the last game of the group, the other two teams in our group, respectively, Haiti and Denmark, are currently playing each other. So any updates will update us as soon as it happens, basically. Arsenal since 1987. Ryan is a new third kit out. It was meant to come out this morning. I've known for weeks it was meant to come out 9 o'clock this morning on schedule, so all the other kits had been. But wake up, no announcement, and then Pro Direct here in the UK made the announcement before Arsenal have. And it then turns out there's been a delay in the announcement. I don't know why Arsenal not saying anything, making any statements saying, "Oh, by the way, this is the reason why." And no, just in general, just rumours that it's been delayed. But in terms of the delay, we just know it's been delayed, obviously. But until when, we don't know. We don't know if it's been announced later on today, like an early afternoon announcement now, or it's going to be announced tomorrow morning now instead, or are they going to hold off now making the announcement now until after we play Forest? It's in between after Forest and playing Crystal Palace at our first away game. I'm going to somehow shoehorn that in that game, basically, because after, or they could announce it not tomorrow, but from Thursday, between Thursday and Friday, with the hope of wearing it on Sunday instead. Because of the delay, it has been confirmed by official accounts on Twitter that we're wearing a home shirt tomorrow instead, because we were meant to wear the third kit tomorrow. Ball in the box. Oh, fuck's sake. Well, go on. Get in there. Come on, Russo. Come on. First goal of the tournament, deservedly so. I took a 3 games, poor girl, but we're there. 1-0, we're 1-0 up, and we're running. Thank fuck for that. Russo's finished with what she does best, basically gets the ball and just basically finds a space, even if it's near post, and that gets the shot off. Way onside. I didn't even say it's offside in any which way. Run away, run away. We're going to the next round against Nigeria, as it stands. Well, basically in our hands in that sense now. Oh dear. Oh, just this camera all the time now. I want to move. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I think Russo should be praised less as she's a former Man United player. She is a former United player, yes. But she in that time frame, she saw the light. She didn't want to sign a new contract. She wanted out, and she's come down to London to the team that wanted her all along, basically. A team surrounded by stars, unlike a Man United, where it seems like at Man United everyone wants to leave United in the women's team, bar Ella Toon, who, by the way, coincidentally has been dropped today to the bench. So yes, it stands table. We're top of 9 points. Denmark are obviously got a couple of draws. They're in second with 4. As it stands, no matter what happens in Denmark, in a Denmark game, if Denmark were to lose that basically 1-0, 2-0, they're still going through because we're beating China, because Haiti are out, basically. Philippines in the World Cup and their first goal. So basically, their first tournament. Basically, they say their first tournament for fuck's sake. She should have had her first goal in the first game, basically. At least a goal in the first game, but it just weren't falling for her. Keep either getting blocks, they're getting blocks, or the keeper's getting the fucking way. Thing is, I'm not getting too excited. So I know winning and all that is great and all that, but I'm not getting too excited because we got an early goal last time out against Denmark, and look up in there. We made that the biggest ball wake of a game you could think possible. USA, by the way, got seen going to big up to Gary. But he had a bit of a scare this morning, or late evening for him. A bit of a scare early on. USA almost were literally a post saved the USA, the current defending world champions, from being knocked out the World Cup this morning or evening for him against Portugal. Literally the last 9 minutes going into injury time. Portugal had dominating, they had all the chances and all that. And right at the very end, they had another big chance, and it beat the keeper. The keeper was beaten, hit the post. If that, and he obviously came back out. If that hit another part of the post and gone in, USA, we'll be talking about USA being knocked, the defending champions being knocked out, basically, to Portugal. And Portugal took their place going through, basically. That would have been the big story of the World Cup so far, then. Forest Green Rovers. Oh, it's Forest Green Rovers now, Jess. Yeah, and on this particular community, I'm using the MacBook at the moment until they get there, till the lead arrives and all that, and go back to my new setup again, a new camera, this, that, and the other, and so yeah, it looks even more fluorescent than it needs to be. Oh dear, it's sticking to me though. Fucking hell. Right, let's have a look. Now we're doing over this side of things. I've got everything set up. My fucking PC set up and everything. I've got the game on one screen, another screen, got something else on, and I've got this. I've got my this up as well. Let me know, by the way, is the what's going on? How's the stream looking your end, guys? In terms of picture quality, it's still pixelated. I'm losing my mind. That's all I'm saying. The amount of Arsenal shirts I've seen, the amount of Arsenal shirts I've seen are criminal. That is, it looks fluorescent because of the camera. Because I'm using the old laptop, so it looks more fluorescent than it is. I've got natural daylight, as you know, anyone seen my set before, coming into my room, literally directly onto me. I'm using the old setup, i.e. the old camera, so it makes it look even more fluorescent than what it actually is. Oh dear. Once the infinite cable and everything's back up and running in terms of that side of things, in terms of the we're not having any folks who can see that shit. And once I know the new setup ain't gonna have any issues with the streaming side of things, it'll look a lot better in terms of it won't be this fluorescent on night, day or night, basically. Picture is okay. Sound is a bit crackled, really. I don't know what. I'm actually using the irony is I'm using the actual mic as well. How just around home I'm using the old setup, so I've never had that problem with the mic before. Then saying that, there was a bloody. Let me have a look. Make sure it's not disconnected whilst I've been chatting away. Oh, no, it says it's on the speaker here. My guys, oh yeah, I'm pale. It's got natural daylight on my face, yeah. Oh, why did I audio picture of fine? Okay, cool. I'm just asking because literally with the new setup, because of the internet connection, doing the setup and all that. As you guys know, it's been a bit of a pain in the ass picture-wise. Sound's not been too bad, but picture-wise, it's been absolutely abysmal, so we say, to my own standards. Going back to the Stone Ages, basically, to put it that way. So, as I told you before, I've got the Infinite cable all ordered. It just hasn't arrived yet. As soon as it arrives, I'm connecting it all up, doing a test run off air, and then basically, hopefully, off we go. In case anyone's wondered. One sec, chance in on him. Over the bar, sorry. Channel, the Hell's Kitchen channel is currently showing season 5. That's fucking years ago, season 5. That's like another bloody season 5. That's got to be like 2006, 2007, give or take. changing it to Tom. God, as I said, it's getting sorted as we speak. It was ordered. It hasn't arrived yet for some bizarre reason, but hopefully it does soon. Hopefully before tomorrow's game gets between Arsenal and Monaco tomorrow night. Then I can just go boom, 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 and off we go from there. We can just kick on then. Oh dear. Out of interest, that's just for fun. Because obviously after tonight, it's knockouts and the next 3 other games. Let's have a look. So, as it stands, we're not even currently scheduled, sorry, pardon me, to play again. So we've got Friday, no World Cup. And then, so Friday's a day off. There's no World Cup whatsoever. And then Saturday, we've got 6 a.m. UK time, Switzerland versus Spain. And then 9 a.m. basically straight after that, Japan versus Norway. And on Sunday, we got 3 a.m. UK time, Netherlands versus the runners-up of Group G, and the winners of Group G playing the USA women. We'll find that out sooner rather than later, hopefully, at 10 a.m. for the USA one. And going by the USA's performances, they could be out on Sunday, basically. He wasn't going to turn up now. Next Monday, so as it stands, as long as we don't nose this up against China and let them back in the game and lose this, we will be playing on next Monday, 8:30 a.m. UK time against Nigeria. Then again, straight after that, Australia will be playing, as it stands, Denmark. Okay. So 6 days respite, basically, the girls. And after, I'll assume after that you'll get a few days, and then it's boom, it's not going to be boom, bada, bada, bang. The best part of it, less and less, basically. The tournament comes to a close. So far, I think the teams have obviously everyone's first game was a bit near, as we all know, but teams have really stepped up since the first game, like in the second and third games respectively. The ones to watch out for at the moment, obviously Japan decided to turn up last match day round, so there's a bit. That was match day 2 for them. So I don't know how to read into that one, but yeah. Japan, obviously, but in Japan they've always been, when it comes to women's football, up there with the US, basically, as we all know, for how many years now. How many World Cups have they really been up there? But they decided to show up after a poor first game and get enough off guard. So once day 2 comes along, they wiped the floor with Spain. I mean, wiped the floor. So yeah, Japan. Don't think now. Brazil, no. France, nah, not really. I'm trying to think. Australia, host nation. Again, they've been hitting out of it, so not really. You say Holland, they're potential contenders as it stands, where they've performed in this tournament so far, 3 games in. Over the course of the 3 games they've been up there. I know they played an easy. They had an easy one tonight, or this morning in our case in the UK, against Vietnam, but they still had to win it. They almost beat the USA, but from a stoppy goal they gave away in the second half. Colombia has been mentioned. Yeah, Colombia, a big shout. They're big massive dark horses actually got, but they caused an upset in match day 2. Massive upset. Deserved it though. I'll say this: they deserved to win that game. They did not deserve to draw or anything like that. They did against Germany. Even Germany have been put to their own tournament standards have been poor so far. We ain't been at the races yet. I mean, again, right when we scored. I'm not getting carried away yet. It was 15 minutes after we scored, and we're still just going for we're doing what we did in the first game, but in the last two games, just going for the motions, not really putting the pressure and just putting the team to the sword, basically. We've got a free kick here, see what happens here anyway. But Colombia against Germany the other day, I watched that entire game, and Colombia, as I say, they deserved to win that. They turned up. Germany thought they were Germany. We'll get over another eventually. When they got especially when they got the penalty late on, they just went, "Oh, again, the arrogance just came very. What the fuck was that? What was the point of that?" Sorry, what's the point of that free kick? So passing it. We're gonna feint shot it. We're gonna feint shot it again with someone else, and then pass it around the box as well. Not even into the box, around the box. This is what I'm saying. We're not going for the only decent team in this group for us. That sort of course has any problems going into this World Cup was Denmark. China and Haiti, respectively, we should be putting to the sword comfortably. But we saw Haiti, we made hard work of that. Extremely hard work of that one. Denmark, early goal, made hard work of that, no matter what anyone says in the media. And again, we've got an early goal here. Vuso scores the first goal of the World Cup as well. And the girls have just gone, we're not pushing on. We're not going saying, okay, we can smell blood now, like we did last year, and it's going bang, 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 bang. We're just going like, okay, through the motions, FC, yeah, cool, yeah, all right. Tom's saying, I've been impressed by many of the amateur / semi-pro nations. The games have left more closer than in previous Women's World Cups. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying about going back to Colombia against Germany. No, everyone thought that would be a foregone conclusion. Germany put Colombia to the sword. And like I say, Germany players clearly thought that. And again, when they got the penalty, they equalised. Again, there's a bit of an arrogance there. That they thought they'll nick the goal one way or the other, the winner. So they weren't pushing for it, but they believed that it would come then. And then obviously they got their just desserts, rightfully so, and Colombia got the winning goal. And from a set piece again, the set pieces have been Germany's weak point so far in this World Cup as well. And I think for the women's game in general, this is good because we don't, with all due respect, we don't want a World Cup. Oh, penalty Denmark, 1-0. Oh, so the Haiti goalkeeper initially saved Georgia Stanley's penalty in the first opening game. Doesn't even try really. Just goes, I'm halfway across. I'm going to leave it all this side of the goal over here. And then when you shoot, I'm going to dive that way, but I say dive, I'm just going to fall to the floor, basically. Kid hell. But as I was saying, for the women's game, we needed this World Cup to be as, in terms of performances and results, the majority of them have been close. The odd one or two you can say, like today earlier on in Netherlands against Vietnam, 6-0, I think 6 or 7-0 it finished in the end. Apart from that, it's been like 1-0s, tight 1-0s, 2-0, 2-1s, things like that. Occasionally with Japan the other day, 4-0 against Spain. But I'm saying it's been very rare so far that the team just walks away, the winning team walks away with it on the scoreboard. And we sort of needed that. When you consider there is amateur and semi-pro nations in this World Cup going toe to toe with established professional teams there. It's showing that the women's game is going in the right. It is coming up. It is going in that right direction. We needed it more than ever. If it had just been like the World Cup comes along like normal, and the big nations, the established professional teams, go up against these semi-pro amateur teams and just go, hi, bang, 6-0, 6-0, 6-0, 6-0, 8-0, things like that. The criticism this World Cup would have got for it. So in one sense, it being most of these games being close in the scoreboard as well, and not just on performance levels, it's doing the tournament and the women's game in the world are good. I will say this, though. I was extremely surprised with Canada's performance in this World Cup, to be honest. I mean, if it wasn't for the Ireland manager doing what she did in the second half against Canada and basically playing defence FC, basically everyone beyond the ball in the second half against Canada. Sorry, that's match day 2 of the groups. Ireland could have won that game, basically. And what's proven that is literally they got Canada yesterday and match day 1 were not at the races, and especially yesterday they knew that game had everything in terms of going into that Australia-Canada game yesterday morning. It had everything you'd want. New Zealand, obviously, we all know has already gone out. So, and Australia they knew they had to win. Anything less than a win, it's out of their hands, basically. And Canada knew that all they had to do was get a result to get through. But they conceded an early goal and gave up the ghost, basically. And performance-wise, when a team's gone toe-to-toe with them, like we saw in the first half when Ireland played them, they can't cope with that, and they just capitulate. I feel the Ireland game quite this much, to be honest. First off, I'm talking about the first half. First off in general. Sorry, one sec. On the attack here. Oh, go on, field goal. Come on, there you go, 2-0. Thank you very much. Come on. And we're playing on Monday morning. Nice, and the early shift on Monday morning. Come on. Thank you very much. And finally, Lawrence also turned up in this World Cup as well. Now we can actually say we've actually scored more in the game in this World Cup. Woohoo! This means we now kick. This now means in this game we obviously get, in terms of performance, but we get the goals as well to match the performance, and we actually get up in our game in this game. It means going forward into the knockout rounds that we actually keep up in our game. I'm all for that. We can't go, as I said for the first 2 games, we can't go through this motion of we'll just grind it out all the way to the final sort of thing. We can't do that. Not in the World Cup. Euros may be because there's less professional teams and we are the European champions and all that malarkey. But when it's on the world stage, on the other side of the world as well, you can't be doing that because again, when you got the teams like the USA, Japan. When I say USA, I mean like USA, the pedigree of USA, their history in this World Cup years gone by. Japan, the same thing. And you've got other nations up and coming as well, coming along the way. Norway are coming up there. Sweden are up there. Sweden, that's the one. That's the team I couldn't fucking remember a few minutes ago when we were talking about teams that I've been impressed with. Sweden, I've been really impressed with. Especially our new centre-back, by the way. Top goal scorer for Sweden. Oh, dear. But no, I've been really impressed with Sweden. I think they could be dark horses to get to the final as well. The way they've started this tournament so far, they started performance-wise and all that, really, really good. Obviously, knockouts is a one-off game and all that. In that sense, is if you fuck up, you're out sort of thing. But so far, so good for Sweden in that sense, and I like to see that. I like to see how far they can get in this tournament. And I think if we I don't know what side of the draw they'd be on. If they're on England's side of the draw after the group stages, we have to face them again at some point. I think it'd be a completely different performance-wise, a completely different game to what we saw last year in the semi-finals of the Euros. Corner here for China. Don't know how to manage this one. And they didn't even attack it. Corner came in and didn't really attack it. There's like 3 of our England players on their own. Going, all right, as I headed it out. They just got it back. They're not doing. No, I'm not going to speak too soon, but no. Don't start that. Don't start because like, if I say anything, I'll get in trouble myself. But don't start all that them bullshit crap. Don't it? I'm not. No, not saying no. Got to behave. I think it counts before I even got started. We've got to say just speaking facts. Bloody hell. Oh dear. Come on, go on. Good block in here for the Chinese defender. Bastards. That's the point. It's the only points my girls got yesterday. I'm sure I've been added on for my fantasy team. Alright, let's have a look. Tweet. Boom. I say Twitter, it's X now. Don't upset Elon Musk now, do we? Tweet that. Correction kick. What do you mean correction kick? If I miss something, Emerson there. Let's go down. Come on, bloody hell, I've got fucking played 20 years of goals. I've gone too far now, haven't I? I think, yeah. Got it done. Yeah, gone too far. When you're seeing Charlene and Ty passed out in a photo from Hemp Chance. Oh, okay. And check it again, James, and then Daly, but that overhit pass from James. Right, here's my team. Mr. Tom, be kind and rewind a bit. It says round 3. There we go, round 3. Well, she runs off the post. Ooh, okay, fair enough. So far, I've got 11 points from Hannah Tagiaski. Depending on where you played, match day 3. Okay, fair enough. And 11 points from Walia. 8 points of Freedom Marnham. Off the it was off the. Oh my days! Again, there is the post, and slightly inside of the post that goes in. So yeah, Freedom Marnham got me 8 points. Leah Vortis got me 5. McCabe only 1 point. Steph Catley 17 points. Come on. And Caitlin Fall 10 times 2, so that's 20 points there as well. And I've still got, obviously, Alyssa Russo scores our big points for that. Big points for that because she scored already. Mary up. She is a clean check. I'll be getting points for that. Some more be added on tomorrow, but still. And then I've still got my captain and vice captain to play in terms of Amanda Eastland, our new Arsenal centre back for Sweden, and Sina Blackstenius. Okay, so far so good then, basically. Oh, and a France defender as well in my team. Okay. Better week than fucking last week, I'm saying to you that much. Well, in the league, let's have a look. We've popped up the league yet. World Cup leagues. Oh, bloody hell. Oh. Let it load up. I swear to God, if I've dropped down on that league and all these points I'm getting, I'll be pissed. I'll be pissed. Right, here we go. I've jumped at the table. Woo! Yeah! I'm coming. I'm literally outside the top 4 by a few points as well. Come on. Lottie Lottie's near 287. I'm on 229. So still a bit of a way to go for me, but still, we'll take it. Take the big steps. Gone from 8th to 5th. And obviously that was before today's game. So hopefully, we're going to fly up the into the top 4 today by the end of the day. If not top 2, I'll be jumping for joy to get top 2 by the end of this match day. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, cool. In progress. Ange's in the chat. Big up, Ange. How you doing? Afternoon. Have it to like. No worries. Cool. James is a big player with quality. I'd argue she could play in the lower division men's team. Yeah. I expect Lottie to win. She knows what each player had for breakfast. I'll let her know on that one. No person Lottie. Zarina Weigman is what's it? Crossing. No. Word it. Zarina Weigman, is she cool aunt or terrifying professor? I think a bit of both, really. depending on in terms of match day wise, depending on the performances and all that. Performances and results, obviously. I mean. The third goal is coming. Yeah, we've sort of since the second again from going between 1-0 and going 2-0. We're doing what we did in the first 2 games, just going for the motions, not doing much with the ball. And now since getting that second, we can smell the blood. There's like we've been saying all tournament, we score goals straight away. So you take the lead in the game, smell blood, no matter who you're playing, and just go try and up the ante basically. But we've only just decided to do that today. Only once going 2-0 up though. Yeah, their goalkeeper is suspect, by the way. Why she came out there and sort of punched. Because the corner itself, she could have collected it, but she decided to throw herself and punch the ball out, and it could have fallen anywhere, and it almost resulted in a third goal there, with it being passed to the right player at the right time. I could believe that Weigman has tried it allegedly, as we'd have to say, obviously allegedly. You'd have to believe that if that was ever to be brought to the table in a conversation. Nothing to do with her being Dutch now, is it, Tom? Nothing to do with that at all. Why you come up with that assumption? Oh dear. By the way, since I mentioned fucking Gary in the USA situation, he's gone dead quiet in the chat. By the way, oh dear. I didn't touch a nerve. I was just speaking in fact. I'm saying that they almost got knocked out. Not my fault. Trying to think. It is 58% because she's Dutch. At least you give them a sentence, at least you're honest. Oh, these fucking scam emails, seriously. Piss off. Take your time, and Jesus, standing in the centre circle with the ball there. I know we're fucking cruising, but still. I do actually want to see more goals. That'd be fantastic. All free kick here. In a decent position as well. Be crossed into. Gay went to work. I was going to say, he popped in. Obviously, I acknowledged him and all that, and obviously, mentioned, he must have had a bit of a scare a couple of hours ago. And, he's just like, suddenly, he's like, no. I'm out. Fucking, hang on, he's going to work early then, that's the case. Considering he's in his States, and this is what? It's 1 in the morning, 12 in the afternoon here in the UK. Oh, he doesn't go to work. Let's see what we can do with this free kick. Come on. Who's taking the free kick? That's just a Hemp, and I can't tell who else that is. Hemp's standing over it. Oh, straight out to lunge, and there you go, 3-0. Come on. So crossing it in, past it to Lauren James, who was literally lurking outside of the box, on her own, unmarked, completely unmarked, by the way, as I say. And so we tried to take advantage of it, and it worked. Literally got ball, gets passed out to us. She takes a touch, doesn't take the touch, no, first time hit, and hits it across the body, sends it to the other side of the goal, basically. Right in the bottom corner, basically, through a bunch of players as well, and defenders and attackers, and the goalkeeper has no chance. 3-0. Thank you very much. Lauren James getting her second goal this World Cup. She is now officially, with that, currently England's top goal scorer in this tournament. But the fact it's the first time hit as well. The ball came to took the touch and then went for it. No, first time hit across the body into that bottom corner through a bunch of bodies as well. We're on our way. So it's Nigeria. Here we come on Monday. That could be interesting because they've been a decent. They've done. Obviously, they've got out their group as well. That involved obviously host nation Australia and Canada and Olympic champions Canada, and they got out of that group. So that's not going to be an easy game on Monday morning. That's going to be an interesting one, interesting watch for the neutrals anyway. For me, it'd be stressful FC. How stressed can you get, basically, on Monday mornings? Oh dear, come on, girls, come on, no messing about today. I might even do it downstairs. I might even do the Monday's one because it's so early to do it downstairs. There's a great assist and a wonderful goal by James so far, yeah. And for the first, as I say, it's sort of 3 match days to get into our groove and all, and so our dominance, but we're doing it now. I know it's China, not read too much into it, but at the same time, like, compared to the last 2 performances, even though we did get the results, the last 2 performances were a lot to be desired, let's be honest. Whereas this time we've smelt the blood and we are putting our foot on the opponent, our foot on the throat of the opponent, basically going, Yeah, we're not showing any mercy today. Try and stop us if you can. Interested to see how who are basically saying Emerson saying it'd be interesting to see who AFTV Thai chooses to support on Monday. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Yeah, whoever wins, I say I'll probably call these who he supported in the World Cup, the Men's World Cup last time round. Probably Nigeria and be favoured. Not favour, but like he wouldn't mind, but he'll have that more of a allegiance to basically going by how he was in the last. Even though he obviously did support England, but obviously neither England and Nigeria didn't play head to head. So, but yeah, I'm just making a guess here. I want to keep the clean sheet. Let's not get a bit cocky now and make stupid mistakes that lead to goals against us. Let's type into Nigeria. Remember that question he avoided having to say no to. I think they did take him in the end. I swear they did. I swear they did. But I swear AFTV themselves went to Nigeria and I swear he went for the first few days of the latter stages of that tour. They did. I don't know what they're doing there. I think it was during the off season, so it might be that. Just to, I don't know, Dean. I think you know what think of it. I swear he went with them. Head injury today, nothing serious. I'm just seeing her now getting some treatment on the pitch. Oh dear. Got 4 minutes injury time, by the way. Talking of injury time, the Premier League yesterday or the day before, in the last couple of days, have released the new rule, basically the updated rule book for the new season ahead. And yeah, apparently they've taken heedance of the Men's World Cup and this Women's World Cup respectively, and they have decided with all the stats they got given to them in their season, they've decided to actually go ahead and implement the rule of time wasting. Any time wasting time will be added on to the injury time, even more injury time. Even if you do it, if you can do it, in that injury time period, if you continue to time waste, more added time will be added on. So that'd be interesting at the end of this next season when the lesser teams come to us and they can play park in the bus and slowing the game down. See how long that lasts. Finally, that's over. Hopefully. Oh dear. Just means we'll get an extra at the end, which the first few weeks of the season, we'll be getting like 20 minutes injury time basically, because that's what teams will do, testing the waters, see the Premier League can actually stick by the rule, the officials and all that. And when they do, they'll be like, oh fuck, no, okay, we'll stop doing it now. But in the meantime, for the first few weeks of the season, we'll be getting a lot of injury time. That's all I'm saying. We saw it at the World Cup, the Men's World Cup. We've seen in this World Cup as well occasionally, but straight from the off at the men's one in Qatar, that straight away they implemented it, and people were like, "Oh, it's only this." They're only trying to make it. They don't really mean it. They'll implement it for every game. And when they realised halfway through match day 2 that actually no, they are implementing this. We need to sort of back our ideas up here. Suddenly, the injury time got less and less. It came back more to reality, sort of thing. Emerson, loads of changes to look at for next season. Too many mentioned, yeah. Too many changes to mention, yeah. I'm just talking on because obviously we're in injury. I thought I'd touch on that. Obviously, they are going to, after saying they would never do it after the Men's World Cup. They've now decided, after seeing it being again implemented again in the Women's World Cup, they're going to go ahead and run it out in the women's in the actual Premier League. Sorry. going time waste. What are you on about? Everton I'll give you, Newcastle I'll give you. But we never time wasted. What are you on about? I've got Sam in the chat now. He took a dig at Tom, and then Tom's reacted as Tom does. And yeah, well, 4-0 now apparently. Let's see. That means that happening any second now because seems like you're about 30 odd seconds ahead of me. That doesn't. God, give me strength. Here we go, corner it. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Ball in. Nothing there. Comes back to Lauren, 1 second. So he hoofs it back in. Nothing yet. Lucy Bonds to Lauren James, takes a touch. Same spot again. Literally hit the same spot on the net again. That's two goals today for Lauren James, 3 in general, 4-0 to England. For God's sake, it's only took us 3 games to get into it, this tournament, and so I'll flex our strengths and all that. But we are finally doing it, and Lauren James is actually turning up and scoring. She can't cross still, but she can score. And as I say, the ball hits the exact same part of the net it did for the first goal. Oh, there's a VAR check. Oh, so we'll wait now. We'll bring it down anyway, just in case. I'll have to know what the VAR check's for, though. It's ready to go. It's too good of a goal. No goal. I might actually cry. They're checking for an offside, apparently. Can't give up. But all the deflection from the Chinese players as well, that they're now defending. They actually send them over to the screen. This ain't going to be given then. This won't be given. Let's go back to 3. Go back to 3 for now. Not going to be given, is it? The fact they're sending them over, what they're sending them over. Bronze says he's sending offside dead, but does he interfere with the play? Ball comes in. Does he interfere with play? No. Is then cleared by the Chinese players, so the offside then doesn't count then. So he was initially offside. He doesn't interfere. He's way off the play, but the Chinese defender clears it, falls to Bronze. So he then passes that to Lauren, and obviously the goal then happens. The fact they've sent her over though, it suggests they're not going to give this. Offside by Bronze. Oh, yeah, initially, like I said, when the ball played in, she is way offside. But she doesn't interfere. She doesn't attempt to get the ball. Nothing. The ball's then cleared. It comes off a Chinese player, as far as I can see. So then the offside shouldn't count. Then it shouldn't be an offside because obviously she's been played back into play by the defender that's cleared the ball initially. So yeah, the goal has been disallowed then, for God's sake. From what I could see though, one second, have a look again. Just showing the replay now. Yes, as I say, the ball gets initially played in. She's way offside. I'm not disputing that. But she makes no attempt for the ball. Number 16 or 15 for China clears the ball. Falls to Lucy then. But then the defender's touched it. That means the offside that initially was in play doesn't actually happen then. That means that it's deemed as a new phase of play, and the goal should have stood. But unless they've seen something I haven't, Here's what it is, though. Oh dear. Still 3-0. It's still 3-0, isn't it? Yeah, here we go. Half time, which was just gone. England 3, China 0, and we're basically, we know our fate now. It was always in our hand, but we know our fate in terms of not only we qualified, but we're going to be playing Nigeria nice and early on Monday morning. And it took a bit again. It took a bit of time for the girls, even with the early goal from Russo, to get things underway. But in terms of kick on and show our dominance and put our stamp on things in this game. But from 2-0 onwards, we've completely dominated in terms of not just possession, but the way the chances created, and just literally we're showing them signs of no mercy, and we are here to actually try and win this tournament. Basically, we want to send a message that we are here now, and this is what we're all about. To be fair, had she spun and shot and scored, she'd be offside. In that instance, then fair enough. The second strike was better than the first one, saying it wasn't counted. Ultimately, it doesn't matter as it's done. It's done as a contest. I know that, but I'm just saying that in terms of goal difference, there's a morale-wise for the player as well, and the team in general. Going into this game, yeah, would be do us well. But the more goals, the better. I wonder if this was in their fortune. Oh God! You will soon find a plane home. Who are you on about now? Right, let's have a look at things whilst we're out of time on the PC. Numbers are low. I know it's a working. What day? I don't know what date it's today. Fucking hell. It's Tuesday, isn't it? I know it's a working day and all that, but still, numbers are low compared to what they should be. It is what it is. It is what it is. If you haven't already, guys, if you haven't already, do smash that like button as well. Smash them likes up. Absolutely obliterate the likes as much as you can, and do spread the word on the stream and all that. And yeah, massively appreciated. I've got Ian Sterling to do fucking adverts on McCain. Fucking hell. You'll soon find out. Oh, okay. Ian writes myself too easy. Okay. Oh dear. Right, let's have a look at my analytics for the channel for the last week. Let's have a look. Okay. Not many tuned in, did they? Fucking hell. Yeah, play a game where we've got to give you the answer. Fucking hell. The keys in the chat says, yes, Russo scored first goal. Yeah, first goal of the tournament, first World Cup goal, and a typical Russo goal, basically. Something we're going to see a lot of next season, hopefully. Oh, God, we've got Tom singing now in the chat. I'm on the ball. If you know what year that song was actually created and who created it, fair play to you. If you don't, just ask anyone else in the chat. Oh dear. That was the most cheesiest, corniest thing ever. it summed up the early 2000s, though, I'll be honest. Nope, not that, not him. That would have made sense. You think about it, but no, not them. Him. I'll give you a clue, guys. UK wise. Oh, for God's sake, a clue. It's a particular duo. That's all. That's not that. Only it's a duo. That's all I'm saying. While you're waiting for that, BX is saying I can say Reece James wasn't lying when he said his sister is better than some men's professionals. Tom, you can't guess. You sung the song. Oh dear. But again, if we go back to Reece James's, like mentioning of Reece James's comments there, it's like he's not going to. Of course, he's going to say back his sister up there. Not, especially if they play for the same club as well currently. He's not exactly going to go, well, she's a great player. She's one of the best in the women. I don't know if she'd make so she could push up to another level against the men. Of course, he's going to say, oh, it's up bigger up and all that. Well, you can't be worse than fucking a Luco when it comes to the fucking charity game the other week. Loads of songs. Yes, there were loads. There was the official one. I can't remember what it was now. What was I actually can't remember what the official World Cup song for England was that year. When the FA used to do that first every World Cup we qualified for. I can't remember. Couldn't hear him now. But yeah, Ant and Deck, and there was like 4 or 5 other unofficial England World Cup songs for that particular World Cup for England. When I say unofficial, obviously the songs themselves were sung genuinely by the artists and all that, respectively, or Ant and Deck in this situation. But there's only one official England World Cup song because the FA approved it to be the official England World Cup song. But I can't remember what it was now. As I say, there's about 6 or 7, maybe more. There's loads. There's just loads. Looking back, actually. England's song bingo. England's song bingo. Shirt, pub or street. Z-list celebs to be in the video. Golden balls. Golden balls. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think that's it. One of the unofficial England songs was a take on "Come On Eileen," but instead of Eileen, it's "Come On England." Basically, that's genuine. By the way, you can find that on YouTube for that particular World Cup. Leeds United are short-sighted. La 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 la. Jesus Christ! Don't hold back. I mean. The thing is, oh dear, we all take the piss. I think it's going to get worse because obviously, season's coming for the championship this weekend, this Sunday. We Arsenal at Wembley against Man City, and Tom's got to watch Leeds versus Cardiff. Poor bastard. That could be interesting. Oh dear. Come on in, 2004. Lucy Pinder, Michelle Mars. That was the Euro 2004, yeah. Euro 2004, that was. Oh, that's the Common 19 one. Oh, okay, yeah. The rip-off version of Common 19, yeah. Aaron Ramsey to dominate midfield. Yeah, played for Cardiff, isn't it? And his boy signed up for the academy as well. You know, yeah. Oh my god! Just had the worst. For Tom's case, the worst thing to happen for him on Sunday is obviously they're playing Cardiff, and they need to actually pay out their skins, do a good performance, but lose an Aaron Ramsey late winning goal. Absolute screamer from 30 yards out. Oh, he would not. He would. I think he'll go hiding from the channel because of the Arsenal connection to Ramsey. Because we'll just rip the shit out of him for the rest of the week then. Tom's saying the best England tournament song objectively is World in Motion, surely. I think World in Motion, the original 3 lines for Euro 96 is up there. 98 versions, yeah. It's just the same, but 2 years on, basically. New Order did it as well, yeah. Did it well, yeah. To the World in Motion there. World in Motion. The original, as I say, 3 lines on the shirt in 1996. I think that bloody hell. Vindaloo 98 as well, wasn't it? 98? Or 2000? I can't remember now. Yeah, Vindaloo's either 98 and 2002. That's not a bad one. Even though there's no actual concentration of the actual World Cup or England itself. It's just somehow been attached to England World Cup. The England World Cup itself. Emerson saying as well, all Arsenal, any Arsenal fans out there follow the academy as well, by the way. The academy teams, as they get ready for their new season ahead. The under 21s are in action later against Chelmsford City going after this match. So literally not long after this game finishes, our under 21s get away to Chelmsford. And again, I think Emerson said he'll keep an eye out and see if what kit the lads are wearing today. If they're wearing the green one or the our home kit, basically. With this delay to the third kit being released today. Should have been literally hours ago, but there's been no announcement. I don't know why the delay's been though. There's no rhyme or reason for the delay to have happened today. Unless their thinking was to change at last minute to change it and have the men obviously in the Emirates Cup tomorrow. Obviously the men's team playing their home kit, and then make the announcement after that. So Thursday or Friday morning, make the official announcement of this new third kit later on in the week, and then wear the green kit at Wembley instead on a bigger stage against Man City. I don't know. Other than that, it doesn't make sense because the reason it doesn't make sense is announcing it any later than that is because we're playing. Obviously, our first game of the season we're at home to Forest. As I say, we're at home. We'll be wearing our home shirt, and then we played in the following week. Our away game is against Crystal Palace, and I don't see us being able to wear that because obviously they're deemed the blue in our kit, even though it's on the sleeve, to clash with Palace's kit. It's like because it's the green itself and the blue to somehow clash with Crystal Palace and all that. So that unless they now change their mind, as they change their mind, they're obviously going to do the home kit tomorrow. Just as I say, have the players play their home kit tomorrow, and then unveil it before Sunday's game, and have the players run out in it on Sunday at Wembley. Then can't see anything else. All Georgia Stanley's been taken off. Laura Coombs has just been brought on. Yeah, Laura Coombs has been brought on for Georgia Stanley. Oh dear. Love how no one outside of Britain gets that 3 lines is saying we are shit. Basically, yeah, it is. It's literally like the most We have been crap since we won the World Cup in '66. This is how bad we've been. We hope and pray every time that it'll change. It never does, but it's the hope that kills, basically. Every tournament, it's a hope that gets you going and then it kills you. Well, you need to invite me and Tom to evaluate this season's Premier League kits. We will be doing that next week, by the way. I was going to once got the adapters and all that for me Wi-Fi, so I get stronger signal up here. We will be doing that potentially for. I'm trying to think, because obviously next week is in the build up for the new season. So between Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, maybe Thursday. If there's no podcast for Mange next week. It depends on that. So probably Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday we're doing that. So whatever's best for you two. And then after the up, we're going to do a tier system as well. I'll get a tier system all up, get the kits up, and we'll do it in terms of not just ranking the home kits, we'll do all the kits for all the clubs that have been released so far, and put the tier system of what I'll figure out along the way. But basically, like what one of us be like, what the fuck? I think there's been quite a few of them being what the fuck, basically, including this. I think this could be a mixed one, especially with us in the chat and all that. So yeah, whatever's best for you two, I'll definitely bring that on. And then literally, as I said, I'll let you two just tear into half the country, basically, even the parts of the country not even represented in the Premier League. I'll let you rip into them. I'm not like, I will say this, I've seen Luton's home and away kit. Bog standard, just like, doesn't do anything like, well, hey, ooh. Yeah, I'll go on the tier thing and get the shirts up and all that. And we'll do it in terms of club wise as well. We'll save Arsenal to last as well, because obviously best till last. The most anticipate with the Arsenal channel, we keep ourselves still up. We'll save the best till last, basically, in that sense. We'll start off with the league champions, and then we'll go from league champions to third, this and then whatever. And then the new promoted teams will be brought in near the end, and then obviously we'll be last, brought up, and then we just go grade the kits, and then put in the ranking system of whatever the tier system is, and go from there, basically. Whilst you're amongst of all that slagging off half the country. It was good fun back in the pandemic. It was. I was going to do it. That was that pandemic one, wasn't it? We were about to do it last year, weren't we? And then fucking last year was a pain in the arse, because the plan was to do it last year. But apart from Arsenal and a couple of other clubs, everyone else didn't officially unleash their kits, unveil their kits officially, home and away wise, until like the day before the season started. It was a bit of a pain in the ass, because obviously he's like, especially in that case, it was on a Thursday night, running around getting all the images and all that. You couldn't do it on a Friday, because obviously we were playing on a Friday, but it is what it is. It's definitely cold over there. James wearing gloves. Yeah, it's obviously their winter, isn't it? This time of year. Makes sense of that one. Australia, in their winter, could obviously host the World Cup at this time of year, but the whole world had to wait for the Men's World Cup to be hosted in their winter, and even then it was deemed too hot, because their summer will be unbearable, apparently. And yet we were seeing as the players going over for the countries, literally in their training sessions, the most possible moments they could, running over to the fucking massive dry ice fan side, pumping out dry ice, and literally just dripping and soaking wet in their winter. But no, nothing dodgy there. Imagine these being a bit better while everyone else is sick. We'll see, won't we? Obviously, as I say, they play on Sunday. They're going to play on Sunday as well. I mean, fucking Luke. Was it Luke? I've seen a few clips in pre-season of Luke Hayden getting absolutely rinsed by other teams' fans and all that in the stands. Absolutely torn a new one. He looked at what he looked and goes, thinking, please kill me. How the fuck? Again, how on earth is Luke Hayden still at the club? I don't know. If Luke Hayden is playing a majority of Leeds games next season, I know it's championship level and all that, but if he's going to be a key figure point of that team next season, Leeds ain't coming back next season. Let's put it that way. Oh dear. In that instance, you may as well go and get Harry Maguire from United on loan and be done with it, basically. Free kick here, ball in. As he goes to the other, goes over the though, doesn't time to jump properly, and yeah. Damn you. You might as well title it Tom addresses his enemies through their kits. Oh dear. And you're going to love Man United's new away kit, Tom. I haven't seen their third kit yet, but their away kit. Oh my god, it makes this look amazing. And trust me when I say that's saying something. Yes, makes her first save of the match. Good. These games going in it. No, it doesn't go in that net. I'm happy. Well, that was hitting hoping on. It was on target. I was give him some credit. It was on target. I mean, let's see this again. One set. Does it take a deflection of Greenwood? I think it takes a slight nick of Greenwood's thigh, which allows me to get down and get the hands to it. But yeah. I was going to say could have held on to that, but no, seeing there's a slight deflection off the thigh of Greenwood. Oh my god, oh my days. Wake up, girls, again. Fucking Millie Brights are standing there. See, like, that's been a trouble, so I was standing on the spot, hoping for the best. They're standing, jostling on the spot, and there's no awareness of what's around them whatsoever there. Like captain for this World Cup. Woo-hoo. Oh, there's a VAR check by the looks of it. The ref said, wait, I need to check something. Something is being checked. Let's wait. VAR check for penalty. Yeah, VAR check for a penalty, yeah. Yeah, so I'm saying we've got. Oh, is it over? Gone off the screen now, so I don't want to standing there waiting. If she gets sent over, we know what's coming. All right, we'll keep looking. Whilst we wait 20 years. And if it takes longer than 2 minutes to do a check, one sec. Oh, she's been sent over. There we go. We're giving away the clean sheet. For fuck's sake. It would be the most needless, the ball being headed onto her hand or something, but she had no room to move, basically. We'll get away from it. But it's a penalty, though. It'll be that. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, Lucy, you pain in the arse. What are you doing? Oh, Lucy, you twat. I can't defend her there. What's she doing? What's all this? See, literally, ball's coming in, and she's literally immediately gone like that, made herself literally her arms bigger, body bigger by doing like that, and then going like that. And it's hit off her arm whilst doing it. Fucking in front of the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper, Mary had it covered as well. It was going straight into Mary's hands, basically. Mary's literally going, fuck off to Lucy. Get out of the way. I've got this. And she just goes, no. Oh, you idiot. Fucking idiot. Gotta be given. Fucking idiot. Communicate with your goalkeeper, Lucy. You're an experienced player. You've played for Barcelona. You've played for Man City twice. I think even at Lyon, you were at Lyon, I believe, if I remember correctly. You're an experienced player. Talk. Communicate with the goalkeeper there. She had it covered. It was going straight into her hands. You had to get in the way and fuck it up, didn't you? You can't complain. You can complain all you want, but you can't really complain because it's your fault. If you're not there, it literally falls into Mary's hands like that, and we play the game as normal. But because you're in the way, she has to shove you in the back, and you go, what? God's sake. You play for Barcelona. It's true, though, she does. And when I say Barcelona, I mean Barcelona women's team. The decent Barcelona side of things in terms of their playing qualities on the pitch. Fucking hell. Fucking joke. That's a clean sheet. Clean sheet. So Mary Epps is my goalkeeper in my team now. That's my clean sheet bonus gone now. All because fucking Lucy Bronze decided to get in Mary's way. And down the middle and 3-1. Fuck's sake. Absolute joke. And this is why I have my queries about I'd go to win this in general, because our defence, like Emerson just said, before that even happened, we started taking our foot off the gas in general, and defensively was just all over the place. Again, I'm taking digs at Lucy because she's the one that's giving away the penalty. Even before that, in the previous corner, fucking our captain for this World Cup, Millie Bright, just stands on the spot, jostles on the spot, watches the ball, doesn't go towards the ball at any point to try and defend it or get rid of it. And she's meant to be our captain. This is why I was always the advocate of, even though they can't play in this World Cup in terms of Leah and Beth and all that, still take them to the World Cup as staff, basically, in terms of for them around leadership off the pitch in the dressing rooms before, during, and after a game, and literally just be there for morale, basically, and when it comes out off day and it's up when training sessions and all that, be there and just keep morale up. And in terms of Leah, lead as a captain, but have to do it off the pitch. Obviously, we are massively missing Leah's presence in this team. Massively, what she brings to the team. We are missing what Beth brought to the team as well, and Fran Kirby for that matter as well. We've but the two Arsenal players in particular, in terms of Leah and Beth, we're massively missing them. Massively, especially Leah and her leadership qualities and what she brings. Fry that. What this is showing us is without Leah, England don't have leaders of the same level. Lucy living up to a statue of the Princess met in her surname. Yet, oh dear. Oh, Tom, behave yourself. That's what it's sourced, maybe. Jesus Christ. I've never seen Ryan so disappointed in someone before. There's reason behind it, not just from the actual perspective of performance-wise and getting the clean sheet in general, and just going in to the next round having that defensive boost as well. But we've shown a vulnerability there that if we go up what we have done, 2-3 up, we get cocky and look vulnerable at the back, and we show that in abundance. I mean, look now, 3-1, and we're literally just like, give it a bit. There's no, and the passing there, fucking hell, passing out, literally just hitting and hoping for the best. Like, you have it. There's no one getting the foot on the ball now. They're all panicking, and they're not doing what they did before, getting the foot on the ball and dictating the tempo of the game to our level. Oh dear. Oh dear God. Tom, you took it too far. You just took it too far. There's no need for that. Jesus Christ. So just going back to before, when I was saying about leadership quality, like we're lacking in leaders clearly. When you've got Lucy Bronze, the experienced player that she is, you've got Millie Bright, the experienced player that she is, and teams that they've played for. Breaking news: another youngster has left Arsenal. Ben Cottrell. Oh, where's he gone? By the way, because I did see rumours about that a few weeks ago. Sorry. But as I say, we should not be struggling with the lack of leadership in this team that's showing so far. When we've got the players that we've got, in the likes of Lucy, in the likes of Minnie, in the likes of even Georgia Stanway and players like that, we should not be lacking, but we are, and that's scary going forward in this tournament. Especially when one of the players I've mentioned, and Millie, is the vice captain and now the captain for this World Cup. And you can tell it. And the one thing I had against Millie Bright going to this World Cup was football was kicked in this World Cup. She hadn't played a single minute of football, since March. Literally, when I say March, I mean like the start of March was the last time she played a competitive game of football. And you can see that now. You can see the rustiness in their own game. But hey, because we lost Lee, I've got to take Millie apparently. A joke. I'm not going to have fun tonight on the podcast. I'll be invited on to. I'll be invited on and be asked questions. I'll be slagging off lots of Millie Bright and all that basically, and the experienced head basically of this team for not stepping up in terms of when it comes to leading this team properly. Cottrell never going to make it at Arsenal. Look at where we are as a squad now, and for senior level wise, yeah, he'll literally only get the League Cup games in the early rounds if we're getting like League 1, League 2 opposition basically. So 2-3 games a season. Mm-hmm. That's for the senior in with the senior players. Sorry. Fuck was that? That's fucking Coombs trying to fucking lay off. That's a low header. Seriously. So we've got our midfielder trying to play attacker now. Okay. Not even holding the position, basically. James. Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Lauren James on the volley. Oh. Fantastic ball, by the way. Fantastic ball from Jess Carter. Looked like she was picking out Russo, but literally just a bit too far over Russo's head. But Lauren James followed in at the far post on the volley, smashed it back to where it came from. Top corner, thank you very much. And that would have been a Lauren James hat trick if her second goal in the first half wasn't disallowed. So she's now on 2 goals. It would have been a hat trick if her second goal in the first half wasn't disallowed. But what a goal! That's the pick of the bunch on today. Oh my days! Fantastically taken. Eyes always on the ball and just hits it first time. Oh. There we go. Yeah, Russo, him, James, and James. Yeah. Would have been James, but they'd have all won out for offside, apparently, because Lucy Bronze being offside, apparently, even though she was initially, but wasn't when the ball was cleared. And she was deemed then back in play from that. From a defender, no, it's still offside. But she's now clear as our top goal scorer as it stands. What was it being the number 7s for the women these last 12 months? Last year it was Beth, obviously. Now with Beth out, it's now Lauren. Oh dear. So what's that? 2 today, 3 goals and 3 goals so far in this World Cup. And as I say, she's now 2 clear as our top goal scorer now. Would have been 3, but still. And 4 in general, but still, it is what it is. Still plenty of time for the hat trick, though, as long as he doesn't get taken off here. Go on. Unlucky. Go on, Lauren. Yeah, good. Rachel Daly on the ball. Rachel Daly just gets deer in headlights and gives away the ball there, gives away a stupid free kick. For me, again, it might sound harsh considering she's been playing the entire season for Villa as a striker and all that, but and Serena says, I see you as a centre forward. No. Sorry, she has for Rachel Daly to be in this 11 at this moment in time, she can only be in this 11 if she's playing left back. A position, by the way, she was playing last year. Up to last year, that was her position as a defender, i.e., a left back. Villa came along. They wanted to monopolise the success of the England women and went, we want you, Rachel, but by the way, we're going to make you our striker. And because he was a top goal scorer in the WSL, Serena goes, I see you as an attacker now. And that's why we've been lacking on the left back side of things. But yeah, the only way Rachel Day can be in this squad, this 11 now currently, is via playing at left back. In my opinion, anyway. Because Russo, performance-wise, is doing it. Has been stepping up these last 3 games, and got just the walls today in terms of opening goal. And obviously got Beth England that cut the better coming by the looks of it as well. And Rachel, again, 3 games into this tournament, if you then include the Portugal game as well before the World Cup, played striker in spells and not turned up, basically. not done anything to wow us, basically, and go, okay, you deserve to be our striker, basically. Or we can free something. No, they ain't messing about now. Chloe Kelly's coming on by the looks of it. Charles is coming on, and there's something called Beth England as well. They're not just yet. They're ready and prompt to go, basically. So that would suggest to me possibly Hemp maybe coming off, Daly, one of them two possibly coming off, if not both. And Bronze maybe, because he's literally Bronze is struggling today. How many of Man City's 115 charges are because of the ladies team? If I was aware, 0. If I was, I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is as a club, they're not even 115. It's gone up now. It's pushing up to 150 odd. Yeah, Bronze. Russo's been taken off. Oh, okay. So it's like for Russo and Beth. Yep. And then Kelly and Charles come on as well, as I say before. Yeah, okay. Saving Russo for the big one on Monday morning. Done a bit. Literally can be pissed off all you want. You've been crap today. Lauren Hemp, the first half, brilliant. Russo, again, as a whole, has been fantastic today. Done what she needed to do, got the goal as well. And now she's got the confidence going into the next round, basically, against Nigeria on Monday morning. Our time, anyway, 8:30. It's an 8:30 a.m. kickoff. Anyone living in the UK. And we'll be going live for that 8 o'clock on Monday morning, so that'd be fun. Literally half awake me, downing as much coffee as possible. Yay! What could go wrong? Would be hilarious if it was 140 out of 115. One charge dropped and all the others. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. Go on, bear through the strike. You should be going for that anyway. Be selfish there and have the shot. Try to be a team player there and then pass it off to Chloe Kelly. But you had the space to just run into a bit more and have a shot. Try to be cute and just, that's not. You'd be having a word of yourself as a striker. And Brady just heads the ball off her head, obviously, into literally row Z of the lower tier. Nothing against that, but again, she ain't done nothing to justify staying on this pitch rate. She's been the quietest one out of the lot. That's not a good thing. I'll say that either, considering he's going to be playing the winger. He's probably been dropped into left back now, but playing the winger. "76 minutes still 1-0 to Denmark." Yeah, I think, as I say, the only way Denmark weren't going to qualify is if China turned up today and we didn't, and we allowed China to win, and we hoped that Denmark wouldn't. Basically, that's the only way Denmark weren't going to qualify. Really, because obviously Haiti are already out. And I think head-to-head, Denmark have the advantage, and yeah. So fair play to Denmark. They're playing Australia, the host nation, again straight after our game on Monday. So that'll be interesting as well to see how that plays out. But just to give a heads up, it's going by what I've seen of Nigeria already in this World Cup. That's going to be one hell of a in terms of intent, and it's going to be very closely fought. Basically, if we put up a performance like we have done against Haiti and Denmark respectively, or played what we have in this second half, Nigeria have shown they will punish teams for that. As long as Denmark beat the Aussies, says Tom. mean, the Aussies got the Aussies got a bit lucky in the end, didn't they? Let's be honest. I know they won comfortably yesterday, but they were fucking lucky. Any other situation, they get knocked out. Yeah. Go into the box. Weird. Hold your own. Oh, for God's sake! Oh, God's sake, Charles! God, you only just got. How are you physically getting that done by a player that's been playing more minutes than you? Someone go for the ball, for God's sake! Oh, ball over the top from Lauren James. Chloe Kelly coming out. Oh no! What's the goalie done? Okay, 5-1. Chloe Kelly gets a goal. What was the goalkeeper doing there? Ball over the top from Lauren James initially in the midfield. Looked like the goalkeeper was coming out to claim it, and then just literally had a brain fart moment and just went, "What am I doing?" And let the ball go under her, and then he walks around in a circle, and then Chloe goes, "Okay, thank you very much," and then just taps it in for 5. Chinese guy must have a bet of over 5.5 goals. Jesus. You will be investigated for that. Oh dear. It comes out. It looks like she got a. She came out. Looked like she had it covered, and I know she's outside of the box, but she literally went from, "I'm going to chest it and poof it," to action and then move it to the side, and allow the opposition to have a clear shot at goal. Chinese head coach with a lack of a woman who is going to erase the keeper from the earth. I don't think she'll be the only ones doing that, let's be honest, fucking knowing their history, so I say. "5-1 to the England." It should have, to be fair though, it should have took us to concede a stupid penalty and in general a stupid goal that we have done in this game, for the girls to wake back up again and take the game by the scruff of the neck and score a couple more goals to ease any tension off, basically. Straight to the Gulag. So Bronco. Oh dear. Whenever I say Bronco, by the way, it's literally, again, only UK people will get this. As soon as I say the word Bronco, I hear Bronco, I immediately think Only Fools and Horses and Marlene's brother's nickname, Bronco. And Boise screwing them over, basically. Yeah. And the old satellite dish from Heathrow Airport that he thinks is a normal satellite dish, nicks it, gives it a Dell, try and fucking scam Boise, it backfires. I'm ready to award my player of the match. Go on, Tom. Who is your player of the match? Yeah, Spencer, it was meant to come out today, the third kit, but again, we have no reason why it's been delayed. We haven't been told why, but it has been delayed for some reason. We don't know how long it's been delayed for. Did we announce later on today, or later on in the week? Because now the rumor is, because the game it was meant to be announced today, and the men were meant to play in it tomorrow for the Emirates Cup against Monaco. But now it's with the delay. it's now the men are going to be playing in the home kit tomorrow. So that my train of thought is going towards then they've maybe switched it up and thought maybe let's wear it officially against Man City at Wembley. Bigger eyes on the game and all that, more eyes on it. And they might announce it on Thursday or Friday then. But until again, as soon as I know something about that off air, I'll let you guys know respectively. I think Lauren's getting taken off. I say she'll get played the match just because obviously she would have had a hat trick. She scored 2 goals, technically 3, but one of got disallowed for someone else being offside. Yeah, she's been taken off. So I'll say you've got to give her a play of the match tonight. Or this morning in our case. Ella Tombs come on in her place, but yeah, for the last 10 minutes. So yeah, my train of thought goes towards that they've switched it around and gone, you know what? This is what we'll do. Well, they announce it a couple of days later. We're going to wear the new third kit at Wembley instead. Trying to parlay my Havertz kit with that one. Yeah, I remember you telling me. Yeah, but as soon as I know anything in terms of the update and why they're today, and when it is actually going to be officially unveiled properly, I'll let you know. China would why? Why would China beat? Because if China had won, there would be a chance then that England would, as things was stood then, drop into third and be out the World Cup. Yes, basically stopping play here because the referee was in the way of the attack, and the Chinese player smashed it against the knee basically. So in the instance of that, it's a drop ball, and the Chinese players aren't taking it. They won't have it. They're walking away. They're refusing to. Even though it was their ball and all that, they had the possession and all that, they're refusing to take the possession back. So I was like, okay. So she's like, you know what, I've had enough. Gone over to our goalkeeper and said, look, you know what, they're not having it, it's yours now, do what you want with it. The Mr. Tom player of the match is Lauren James. How could it not be? Exactly. Oh, one sec. Going to attack it. Whoa. Chloe Kelly. Oh, nuts to the. That's got to be a foul. The Junior Ferper award goes to Zuhu, the China goalkeeper. Oh dear. Go on. 2 with a cross. And a 2. Oh, for God's sake, defended again. Oh, Chloe Kelly. Scrappy FC, but Rachel's there at the far post. The force to her, she's there. 6-1. The ball basically got hoofed into the box, basically. A bit of a ping ball situation. That one player had it, and it fell to another one. And then the second player it fell to in terms of an attack. I'm trying to see who it is here. I think you've got Kelly there. England does it forward to, I think it's Coombs. Might be an offside call. They're going to check for VAR, by the way. She goes to hit it, smashes off a defender, and it falls straight into Delhi's path. She hits it on the volley. And yeah, it stands at 6-1, but it's going to be a VAR check for offside. I think she is going to be slightly off, by the way, from the angle I've seen, but let's have a look. I wouldn't like to arm wrestle maybe right. Oh, maybe I would. Oh, there we go. You going to go to the screen, or you're going to say done? The fact they're checking it means that it's offside. The way that would all the length of time wise. How long do they need to check this? Bloody hell. We're getting no images, by the way, on my screen, by the way, from UEFA. Goal given. Yeah, no need for the... again, no imagery, by the way. Just see what they were looking at, like VAR, like they usually do. Instead of this time, instead of sending the ref over to look, they haven't. They said, no, everything's fine. But again, we haven't, as a public, seen what they were looking at exactly. But the goal's been given, so it is 6-1 to England. So I'm so used to my PC set, I went to an actual mouse to change the scoreboard, realising actually no, it's not connected. wrong setup behind there. And there's a 6. Now he saves the kid for the second time. So second big. That's a big save from Mary. Big save. Well done, girl. Well done. If it weren't for Lucy, your teammate, you would have a clean sheet. But it is what it is. Now I'd have more points on the board myself. But hey, it is what it is, as I say. It is what it is. Oh dear. Yeah. I'll say what good of subs and all of that. 4 minutes injury time, possibly. 3 or 4 minutes injury time, I'll say. Oh, just have a look at the set in Denmark. How that going? Right, Denmark. How are we doing for Denmark? All the way back today. Still 1-0 NAO in injury time near end. So it's basically in this group, the 2 teams that are expected to go through, first and second respectively, have gone through. The only group has gone to somewhat the reasoning of the group, basically. Also, the USA as well, but that's what's getting its teeth in. And that's more like than anything. Again, how the USA is still in this World Cup, I don't know, because if that ball hits the inside of the post, that's 1-0. Portugal win. Portugal through, not the US, and the defending champions would have been out. That would have been a shock. Oh dear. Alright, heads up for tomorrow as we come into the end of this game. We're now in the 8.5 minutes, so I will give a bit of promoting for tomorrow. Obviously, tomorrow we are going to be live for the Arsenal versus Monaco game at kick-off at 6, so we'll be going live half 5 UK time. Hopefully get myself and a few of the guys on, go for the lineups and all that we always do, have a bit of a laugh along the way. And then 6 o'clock we kick off. Again, it gives everyone half hour. That half hour that we always do for the Arsenal games. That extra half hour to come in and get yourself settled and ready for the game. And get your predictions in as well, who your players players are going to stand out to be. 11 minutes in both games, bloody hell. So the Denmark game is 11 minutes, and bloody hell, my days. Must have been a lot of stoppages in that game then. You'd fit, but with all due respect, with this game, yeah, there've been stoppages because of penalty checks and all that, and offside checks, second half and all that. But you would think the fact it's 6-1, the contest is dead as it is, that they'll just give the minimal amount of minutes as possible and just get out of there. It's like, yeah, why is China being punished? Jesus. Well, the Arsenal Academy have tweeted out about what's that? Yeah, Arsenal Academy have tweeted out. Arsenal Academy have tweeted out about Ben as well. I mentioned before. Enes Moore. So he's not even staying in the UK. He's going abroad. Okay. Slovenia. Fair enough. And hopefully, the likes of a certain Flo Balogun and a certain Charlie Patino are seeing that and realising maybe, just maybe, they just shut up and put up for another season. Charlie needs to shut up and put up and maybe go out on loan to Premier League side and prove his Premier League, get the Premier League experience and show his worth before he starts kicking off, oh, I want Premier League minutes at Arsenal. Behave yourself. And the same with Flo Balogun. Prove yourself at Premier League level. If you're not going to stay put, go out on loan for another year at a Premier League club and prove your worth then. Other than that, you stay put. And for me, Charlie Patino in general, I think we should be loaning him out to a Premier League side to get him for Premier League minutes. Where he's going to be guaranteed them minutes and prove himself at Premier League level. He's a young kid. He needs to realise that. And Balogun just needs to shut up and put up basically and fight for these. He can't just come back from France and go, I demand to be the number one. He needs to shut up, put up, and basically fight to be the number one. If you're not willing to fight, I don't want you at my club. If you think you should have this rightful how can I put it? Deserve is that you should be no matter what, you should be the striker for the Arsenal. We're not even having to fight. With not even having to have that fight for it or competition. Then you're not right for the club at the moment. But where we want to be going to, you're not right for the club then. Emerson says that the game tomorrow. Good. It's good to know. Hope you enjoy yourself, and obviously, if you get a chance, obviously, I think a certain part of the outside the Emirates will be very busy tomorrow, before and after the game. If you get a chance, I'll assume you'll take photos of that. I feel like Ryan watches women's football religiously like us. Out of international football, like the Euros last year and the World Cup now this year. The majority of games I watch is on this channel in terms of the Arsenal women. Occasionally, I'll watch other games. I will watch other women's football, but not like it's not like if it's not immediate go-to thing. But I do get. If I don't watch the game itself live, I'll watch the highlights on the BBC or on the FA Player and all that. So I'm up to date on all the domestic ones. I'm up to date on all that stuff. Side of things. Again, that's just because we did what we did last year with the Euros last year, covering all the England games and all that, and how that played out. I thought I'd do it again this year, and obviously Ireland were in the World Cup. I only covered them one of the three games, so sort of done all three, but it is what it is, schedule wise. Screwing me up there a bit, but it is what it is. But we'll continue. Again, women's white. The next women's game you'll see cover is obviously next Monday at 8:30. Well, 8 o'clock in the morning. We go live. Yay! And it'll be an 8:30 kickoff. It's Nigeria. Spencer said, "I love Patino. He's a good. He's a player there. He just the agent's clearly got in his head and said something to him, and he's gone into his mindset. I need to be playing. I need to go elsewhere. I can either. It's not bad. Either give me first team football here, or I'm off basically. And the thing with Charlie's is what 18, 19, whatever. Oh, almost 7 there. 18, 19 for Charlie, and he's trying to act like Billy Big Bollocks. Like, no. This ain't Arsenal when Arteta took over, where you could have had that opportunity straight from the off. And so now you've got to go and prove yourself. Personally, as I say, I think another season loan, but this not to Championship now. We need to loan him to a Premier League side where he will get minutes and get to show and get to prove himself at this level. And if he can do that, he can come back and then he can have that discussion with the club. Then he can't have that discussion when he spent the whole season, with all due respect, at Blackpool in the Championship. And I know he was injured for part of it as well, but still, the point still stands. You can't go to the lower level league, with all due respect, come back to the Premier League, come back to a club like Arsenal and go, I demand first team football now. When you're 18, especially when 18, 19 years of age, it doesn't work like that. Especially position wise, we've got players that will be way ahead of him anyway. So you need to say, shut up, go back out on loan, but go to a Premier League club, be it Sheffield United, Luton, Burnley, fucking, I would say Palace, but Roy Hodgson's there, so no, not Palace because he'll never get used. But a club of that ilk, but in the Premier League, where he'll be guaranteed minutes, and he gets then to prove himself at the Premier League level. And if he does prove himself and up his game, he comes back to Arsenal, and then he can sit down next summer with Arteta and Edu and the club in general, and have that discussion with them. But again, it's just the agent being the agent, looking after himself and screwing over his client, basically. 2-0 Denmark. Okay, so yeah, that's confirmed now. It was pretty much confirmed 3-0 basically. This end of things, but yeah, they've done their bit as well. They did. It's good to see that Denmark just didn't rely on what we were doing for them at our end. They went out and did their job basically for themselves. Good goal, actually. Just seen it now. Good goal there. That's Haiti. 3 games, 3 defeats. Been close. Be fair to Haiti though, the games have been close, and they should. Was it China versus Haiti? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? China versus Haiti last match day. Yeah, well, they were robbed, and in the end, they were absolutely. The officiating in that China versus Haiti game was appalling. How Haiti didn't get at least a penalty in the end of that game, I don't know. Tom saying Charlie has Carabao Cup, then realised released the EFL League One Championship written all over him. Yeah. The thing, in terms of Arsenal wise, he's only played a handful of games. Like the last time he played in an Arsenal shirt it was what? January last year in the FA Cup against Forest in the midfield with Odegaard, and I know it was a kid at the time and all that, but I think he put up trees against them, did he? But he's again at the time I understood because he was a kid, he's sort of thrown under the bus sort of thing. And he needs to realise that he needs to get experience, and then one season at Blackpool isn't going to give him the experience that he so clearly desires to get himself in the match day 11 for Arsenal. It doesn't work like that. Especially in the position he plays, we've got plenty of numbers there already. So Spencer says, I've been to Haiti before, sad country. Tom says, even Tony played in League One, no shame in it. No, exactly. And obviously he has to go off to these other leagues to get the experience. But now, again, even though he's still young himself, for me, he needs another loan. And he needs to realise that. And I think his mum, his dad, or whoever, or his close family and all that, need to get around him quickly, get him away from the agent for a fucking discussion and say, look, Charlie, you're 18, 19, lad. Look at the Arsenal current squad. Look at you. The idea, go out on loan for another year. Go to a Premier League club where you're going to get minutes. Prove it that you can that Premier League wise you're ready to make that step up and perform week in, week out. Then come back next summer. Then have a discussion with Mikel Arteta, Edu, the club, and we go from there. You cannot be demanding first team football with the squad this Arsenal squad that currently has, and it's now for some Arsenal in Australia. Sorry, a bit early for that, but anyway, in terms of the full time it's been called, I mean it's so early, but it is what it is. Put out their misery finally, China, and England topped the group. Far better performance in general today, compared to the first two. Obviously, that couldn't be any worse really, apart from losing. Had a little bit of a wobble at the start of the second half. Gave away a stupid penalty. And everyone wanted to go and see my reaction to that. Going rewind back to that sort of time frame, you'll see my reaction to that. And Lucy Bronze needs to sort herself out there. She's to blame for all that whole entire situation. Apart from that, they got to kick up the arse, then kicked on and got a few more goals and killed the game off and saw the game out comfortably. Like they should have done all along in this group, really. Colonel saying, I feel sorry for China women here outplayed. They were. There's levels to this, and we for the first time, it's the first time in the first three games we played, as a whole, the girls actually decided for the majority, not entirety, but for the majority of this game to turn up. As I say, there was a spell in the start of the second half where he drops off. Depending, it was given away, kick up the arse from that. It kicked on and regained control, but also scored a few more goals to boost confidence in that side of things from the attacking outlet. But also, it could be worse than the first two games, let's be honest. 4x61, send me a link on WhatsApp for a StreamYard link. I'll try and talk to you after the game. I turned down playing in League One, but I have standards. Your team was League One at one point. So let's not go there. Oh dear. But and yeah, Balogun, he needs a fucking kick up the backside in terms of his attitude. He needs his mum and dad to get him to one side away from his agent and have a word, have an actual proper discussion with him, and tell him in terms of being in the Arsenal senior team, take it, and the opportunities will come. And if you take them, you will become the first choice striker for Arsenal. But until then, you need to accept your current position in the squad and just keep fighting. And when the opportunity comes, you fucking take it. Until then, shut up, put up. Otherwise, you'll be sold, and your career will go downhill. And he'll just be now, especially now he's now a fully fledged US men's international player. His career, if he leaves Arsenal, his club career is only going to go one way. It's not going to be in a positive sense either. He won't play for a bigger club. Basically, that's not being arrogant. That's just the way things go. Because I hardly think Man United, and Man City, Barcelona are going to come in. Real Madrid are going to come in for Balogun at any point in his career if he leaves Arsenal now to a lower ranked club in Europe. And yeah, It's just what it is. What it is. But I said it Premier League on nothing. They went nothing for 16 years. They went for nothing basically, and now you're back to nothing for at least a year. Start from Sunday. Good evening. Good evening, Russ. How you doing, my friend? How's your day going so far? Proves how far countries such as China and Saudi Arabia, even in men's football, are behind. Still, even though they tried to buy everything. Yeah. Well, the Chinese, again, this Saudi situation, it screams to me, because, again, this might be a thought that comes back and bites me in the arse, but it just screams to me of when the Chinese Super League a few years back, for about 3 years, 4 years, you had China doing what Saudi Arabia company doing, in terms of they wanted to bring had all this flush money. They wanted to spend it on all these players, bring all these players in from mainland Europe, be it Premier League, La Liga, wherever they could get them from, to build the profile of their league. And then, whilst in the midst of them doing it, as I say, near the end of it, as it fell off, basically, the reason it fell off because a few years in, it was like, actually, we want some of our homegrown. We don't want our league, our country, our national league being saturated with foreign players. We want to bring, by doing this, we want to bring through our own talent going forward to boost our national team's chances. And suddenly, the money quite literally dried up very quickly in China. And again, this just screams to me that give it 18 months' time. The Saudi Pro League in this whole situation will be a non-existent thing. Basically, it won't be a threat to us anymore. Basically, that side of things. Really busy at lunchtime. Let them do it. Says Nemeth. Big up Nemeth. It's Russ, How's Zimmer frame, Woods, Aluka and Carney, Triangle of Terror, says Tom. Well, yeah, with Aluka there, yeah. The other two are fine. More so, obviously, everyone loves Laura. And Karen Carney, ex-Arsenal, even though she can be a bit of a pain in the punditry sometimes, a bit of a flip-flop sometimes, but at least she's consistent in that sense, whereas Aluka's as Aluka, and everyone knows my thoughts on Aluka, but it is what it is. COVID didn't help the Chinese league. This is the fall away from the fall apart. Yeah, the fall away of the Super League in China in terms of them flexing their strength, their financial strengths, and trying to bring in all the big players and maintain like Oscar and some and all that. It fell apart. It fell apart about 2 years prior to COVID. But obviously, even it's worse now because of COVID. But I'm saying it fell away well before that. And this just screams to me like it's again another country outside of mainland Europe wanting to be part of the big guns and going to throw their weight about for a bit, and then once the novelty wears off, we'll be back to where we were. That's what I'm saying. I did mention that last. The sanctions were put in place because obviously they wanted to bring in more of the homegrown players alongside these big players and up the levels of their national teams going forward. And it's all backfired, but still, this just screams to me that 18 months time, this will just be a fad that fades out again. Because in the next 18 months or so, you're going to have to like FIFA and all that up their ante and sort of put a stop to this themselves, as they have to, putting in sanctions themselves to stop this getting out of control. Laura was just a thing where she talks. She thinks talking slow makes her words sound smart. You're not a Laura fan then. Jesus Christ. And the media will still run clickbait articles of how good she looks. Well, that's the media for you in England anyway. Yeah, we know that. Everyone with a brain knows that they're doing it for the imagery side of things to divert away from their human rights things. But they're doing it, saying that and all that. But when they announce Henderson, they they greyed out the entire rainbow flag. Any image that had him of rainbow armband, greyed it out, greyed it out, greyed it out. So it's not really doing wonders for themselves. They're doing one thing to do it. They're doing it for one thing and one thing only, but then completely contradicting themselves by doing what they do. It's just, you couldn't make it up, but it is what it is. As I say, the fad will wear off. People will clock on, and they'll be gone. As I say, the fad will be a non-existent thing in the next 18 months. It's in 18 months' time exactly. There won't be the Saudi Pro League won't be a fair. If Ronaldo, the thing that started all this was Cristiano. If Cristiano isn't a twat and just goes to the MLS instead of Saudis, this what we're seeing now wouldn't be happening. But it is what it is. I don't clickbait what going in the wears. Who would? But with that, we are going to wrap things up, guys. As I say, I will be back tomorrow, 5:30 UK time, half hour before the kickoff of the men's pre-season Arsenal men's pre-season game against Monaco at the Emirates, the only game in the Emirates Cup. I know the schedule and all that's not allowed it, but they need to sort of. The Cronkies and Arsenal in general need to go back to when it comes to the Emirates Cup, go back to it being a weekend affair, Saturday and Sunday for Arsenal and 3 other clubs, Saturday and Sunday, make a thing of it over the weekend, whole family thing on the weekend, and they do need to bring back Members' Day. Members' Day was only put on hold because of COVID and then because of the outbreak and all that. Since then it hasn't been brought back yet. By the looks of it, but they do need to bring that back. The day out as well for members as well before the season gets underway. But in terms of the Emirates Cup, I don't like this one-off game situation they've done for the last 2 years. As I say, they do need to look at their schedules for next summer and actually do. If they have to go to the States a bit earlier, so be it. That it means sodding off the Nuremberg game, just going to the States that week earlier, so be it, and come back a week earlier next year so we can actually slot in the Emirates Cup for a weekend. So be it, because it's so much better. For the money they charge as well, you were getting 2 games for the price of one, quite literally on one ticket. You could literally turn up whatever you wanted. If you wanted to watch both games, you could. You didn't have to, but it was an option. It was just, you got value for money, and over the place of 2, you did it. If you was able to do both days as well, you still get value for money. That's 4 games for the price of 2, basically, for 2 days. It's more of a family thing, and all that. The kids got to see the Arsenal. The ones that don't really get to see Arsenal throughout the season because of school or whatever, will get to see their team and the players they idolise over the space of 2 days. And again, it's just it made the season so much better as well. But as in going into that season, the whole push for it. It's because we're in the Community Shield, but they should have realised that halfway through the season, they should have realised what the chance of being top 2 was a high chance, and they should have realised the scheduling and rejigged things then. And then we're saying gutted that the Emirates will continue to be our sponsor for a very long time. Has that been officially announced now? Because there's rumours that they're going to extend their deal for the shirt wise, because the stadium name is up to the naming rights to the stadium side of the Emirates runs until 2028 currently, and I think the shirt sponsorship runs out. It's due to run out as it stands, next summer. So that's it late. Usually it's done nice and quick, well before the last year of the contract. But it is what it is. I think in terms of the sponsorship side of things with the Emirates, I think as long as we're not negotiating the stadium naming rights with them at the same time, if it's still. I think they'll just rejig the contract to end at the same time as the naming rights of the stadium, and then go from there. Basically, gives us a bit of time then to look elsewhere. Nemeth saying Guardians 3 is on Disney Plus as of tomorrow. Yep, on my brother's birthday as well. Mr. Tom puts a Man United kit on, and you all know. And as I say, with that, we are out of here. As I say, I'm back tomorrow, 5:30, 6 o'clock kickoff, Arsenal versus Monaco, and then after that, it's just see what happens, basically. So, in terms of transfer shows, we've obviously been quite known for the last few weeks, but in terms of this David Raya thing, I'm waiting to do a show on that. And in terms of once we put a bid in, official bid in, I'll then do a show on that and give my thoughts on the whole situation myself. But in the meantime, actually, I will give a plug out to the Hybrid Squad, by the way, podcast on YouTube channel. In the meantime, if you want any sort of insight to that situation itself, there's a show last night on Hybrid Squad, and it had Aaron Ramsdale's dad on there, Nick Ramsdale, with Sophie, and they actually did bring up this current transfer speculation and all that, and how Aaron's feeling about it, how his dad feels about it, this, that, and the other. So I do recommend it. Go check it out as soon as you can. Do smash a like over there as well. If you haven't already, do subscribe to the Hybrid Squad and comment in the comments box below in their most recent video that I've sent you over and all that. And yeah, it'd be massively appreciated on their side as well. But I do recommend it. Massively recommend it. Really good show. And then in general, good channel in general. But until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your afternoon or morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. And as always, up the Arsenal.